Lifetalkpod with Bami, where we keep it real about life, love, and everything in between. I'm your host, Bami, and today we're pulling back the curtain on one of the most filtered topics in society today: marriage. I think part of like 2 or 3 episodes ago we talked about marriage, but um, my mommy that came then was 35 years deep into marriage. So she was an OG. Let me put it like that. So I thought, okay, let me bring relatively a young couple. This is my pastor, yeah, and I just felt it like, okay, he can actually shed more light. He's much more, closer to Gen Z and this generation. So that we can relate with him personally. So let's be honest, marriage looks amazing. Engagements, I've seen my friends got married, most the ladies, anniversary captions, highlights, all those things on Instagram that you see. But behind every blessed couple you don't know what is going on in between those that you people do. The awkward fights, the the awkward fights, the unspoken frustrations, everyday negotiations, things that go on behind the curtain that we don't really talk about. So they are here to talk about it. This episode isn't about bashing marriage, It's about getting real about it, because the truth is, even the strongest couples face things like boredom, resentment, money stress. I don't think that attraction to other people, because I'm sure Pastor is not attracted to any person. I don't want
Yeah, we're sealed down by
so
the blood of Jesus.
amen. Yes. So, and the pressure from in-laws or social media, so and if you are not broken by that, there are at least a bit experiences. So whether you are married, thinking about marriage, or just curious about what it really looks like behind closed doors, today we are asking the questions many are too afraid to say out loud. The goal is not to judge, is to get honest and to learn, and hopefully God Himself, can direct us and we can move forward with this. So I want you to introduce yourself to my listeners, Sir and Ma.
Well, this is.
So my name is Inyola Olamiju. Yeah.
And I'm Henry Olamide.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys do personally?
Well, we're here because we're married, isn't it? We're here because we're married. I trained as a medical doctor. She trained as a physiotherapist.
Wow,
Yes, physiotherapist.
Trained.
that's nice. Oh,
You said what?
it's good.
Yeah. So physiotherapist.
I said it's good.
Well, I mean,
Both in the
we have kind of journeyed within those professions as it is in a
Yeah.
sense. So, now, I mean, and apart from being a doctor, I'm a pastor, and a budding videographer, photographer. I'm an author, not a publisher, anyways, but yeah. And then she is an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I run a business in craft.
Yeah.
And I take care of the children, my home. Yeah.
That's nice. So, pastor also is a senior pastor in the Covenant Nation, right?
I am a pastor in the Covenant Nation. Yes, not a senior pastor. Yeah, I am the pastor of the Covenant Nation in London.
Central London.
Yes, so yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. So, I wanted to go into the first segment. I titled this segment "Real Talk."
Okay.
Unfiltered marriage moments. So, I want to ask mommy, Mrs. Yola, let me not be too formal.
Please.
So, what's one thing about marriage you were absolutely not prepared for?
That's a hard question.
Because she was already prepared.
Because unlike many, maybe not many, some people that would say, "Oh, I wasn't prepared for this," I really didn't find anything that startled me when I got into marriage, sincere. Because I think we had a long courtship and we were really good friends. And when
Wasn't
I got
that long
home,
ago?
and when I got home, it was just like two friends living together, and we're really good friends. We could talk about everything, and we could explain it. So nothing startled me, to be sincere. Nothing startled me, but it may not be so for everybody. Yeah.
And again, you had come from you had sisters who had gotten
Yeah, I
married.
had older
You had seen
sisters.
things. So
Yeah, so I've been quite well integrated into married life, you can say, from my siblings, because I think the one I followed is 8 years older than I am. So I had that advantage of,
Wow.
yeah, of seeing them do things, interact, and all of that. So it wasn't too
it
much
wasn't
of a
nothing
surprise.
startling,
Yeah.
yeah, really.
Wow. That's nice. Sir,
Well,
Pastor Henry.
well, well, nothing startled me, to be honest. Because I prepared for it. I was preparing for it.
So you guys are absolutely prepared.
Yeah, because we courted for 4 years, and we entered
Mm.
it already quite matured. She's my first relationship, and so I was quite measured before I got into marriage. I knew what I wanted. I didn't get into marriage until like more than 8, 10 years after I started thinking about what kind of person I would get married to. So I had enough time to
Yeah.
know it, to listen. And then, of course, Pastor Bimbo of blessed memory had been quite, very helpful. She had come to our school. We listened to her, single and married. So I listened to a lot of that before I got married. And we got into friendship. So when I met her, it was just, and we started talking about it. So we talked about it from the very get-go. So throughout our courtship.
Yeah.
So it wasn't, there was nothing that startled me, to be honest with you. So everything would just be like, oh, is this how this really is? Or, but
Yeah, something
nothing,
like that.
everything was like, okay, that's fine, and then you just kind of carry on with it.
And
So
then we went through counseling.
oh yeah, and then yes, we went through counseling, very important
Christian
information.
counseling under two people, under
different
two organizations.
organizations,
So that
Oh,
helped.
that's nice.
Sorry?
I said that's really nice.
Yeah, we did. We had to.
Was
We
it
had to.
organized or it was outside the church?
One was in the church, which was my church then, and then we had one that
Okay.
was private.
Private.
With,
It was
one
it
of
was
our mentors
Oh,
one of
who
our
took us through
marriage mentors.
mentors who took us through the whole syllabus very extensively, and I think that really helped too.
Yeah.
so if two of you were absolutely prepared going into this union and peaceful marriage, so what is like the problem of nowadays that people get married within 2 years, everybody's packing up their bags and going their separate ways? I just want to know the dynamics of what is that, because it's actually very, very common now that people don't want to persevere. I don't want to say suffer. I probably use the word persevere.
Which is right. Which is the
Yeah.
right word to use, actually.
People don't want to actually stay and work or fight for each other. Nowadays, everybody's any small conflict, I'm done. I don't stress, and people are comfortable nowadays that I don't just understand, honestly. And it's quite scary in a way because now you feel like nobody's committed to this anymore. You just feel like everybody is just trying to, just get something from you and get out.
Yeah.
Because now divorce now is money. So once they divide the assets into two, it's like, okay, get your money and get out and start your business and have 2 kids by yourself. And it's just like a common phenomenon now. And it's, to me, it's like that institution is under attack.
Yeah, you could say that.
So I don't, yeah. So I don't understand. So why I want to get the feeling of why it's. I'm not married. You guys are married. That's why I want to ask that. Why is it like that? What are people missing now that you guys got right at the beginning? Because you said you went to counseling.
Yeah.
Many people now don't go to counseling. Everything is on Instagram. Instagram. So everything is on Instagram. Once they do the wedding shoot, that to me, I feel people just focus on that day, and there's no discussion about what happens after that day. When everybody goes to their house, after everybody has eaten rice, have danced, They've called Shegun Johnson. They sang, they've danced. Everybody have do komole. Now, two of you are in the house. Nobody discusses that.
Mhm.
Everybody about Ashoki, Gele, this one. So why is it like that now?
Well, I think if I'm going to take it first, I would say that Grace has found us.
Ladies first.
Grace has found us, and that's why we are here.
Yeah.
So we don't
Yeah.
start to say, "Oh, I did it right. I did this." There's to
Yeah.
be put in, but Grace has found us. That's the basis of this that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's that place of knowing that marriage is not about yourself. If there's anything in this world that is most selfless, is what they call marriage.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and all of these things you learn in reading books, in going to counseling, in understanding marriage God's own way. And once you are able to, submit to what God says marriage is, I think that's the cross of the whole thing.
I mean, I agree with you entirely. You see, back to your question in that sense, we would not say that, oh yeah, we're so ready because we were deliberate and conscious. We were deliberate. We were conscious about
Mhm.
it. We were, inquisitive. We wanted to know what marriage was about. But there will probably be a few people who also say, well, I also did the same.
Mhm.
So you understand? So there is a part of it that we just thank God for. We cannot say the whole idea of we being how we are is totally because of our work, but we thank God because the grace that has happened. But I think what the challenge that we have these days really lies in people not really understanding, what marriage is. I think the proper understanding of marriage is lacking. All right. And every time now, marriage is seen as a social contract. And that's where people leave it as. They leave it as it's a social contract.
Yeah.
We gather people together, we sign a paper, and then it's just a paper. And when we're not interested again, we go and sign another paper and say we're gone. All right. And then if that's the model, if that's the perspective from which you enter into marriage, then you're going to have a problem.
Then it's easy to walk out.
If you think that marriage is something that you can contract and it has no long-term, eternal, spiritual, connotations and consequences, then you just sign the paper, and then whenever you're tired, you just sign the paper and go out. But if you understand that marriage was not man's opinion, man's idea, God could have created humans just walk on them, everybody just walking by themselves, just going around. God could have created everybody to have the same gender, all right, not have male and female. But God made male, God made female, and then God brought them together and said, now, this is what you're going to be. You're going to be a union. All right. And that union is a union of spirits, which means that marriage is essentially, at first, a spiritual event.
Yeah.
It's a spiritual thing. But people don't understand.
Yeah.
So when they enter into marriage, they enter it. And if you enter, if you have your own model of what marriage is, and then you go with that model, then maybe it will work. But because the model that God who created marriage has for marriage is an inseparable, unconquerable love that lasts for a lifetime, if that's what you're trying to do, then you have to do it the way that God has it. But if you don't do it that way, if you don't understand it that way, then 2 years down the line, 6 months down the line, they'll quit. I know of a chap who, not know of a chap, but there was a story of a lady who divorced the next day. She just divorced the next day.
Yeah.
Right? And I said that because she told her partner, the person that she was getting married to, I'm all for fun and games, but I don't want the wedding cake on my face. And it was a thing in their culture. When people get married, they just put the wedding cake and slam on their faces, that kind of a thing. But as they started dating, she said, you know what, I don't want this. I know it's everybody, but I just do not want to have it. Please do not do it. And I was like, that's fine, that's okay, And then the wedding day, he actually slammed the wedding cake on her face. And then the next day, she went to the court and dissolved it. You understand? It's a funny story, but it's a funny story.
I was actually coming to that because I think the biggest thing I've actually learned in my life, even without entering marriage, is the ability to just forgive without asking, like, no, I tend not to preach because this is not a preaching
Go ahead.
podcast. But this institution, we are not. It's not man that created this institution. So I'm going to allow it for today. I tend not to. How will I put it? Let emotions get in the way of decisions, because when emotions get in the way of decisions, you miss it 90% of the time. So like the ability to forgive, like just Jesus Christ said, "Forgive 77 times, seven times." I mean,
Yeah.
just forgive. Not even like, not even asking that. This, not even telling the person that you offended me. Don't ask that question. Just forgive. I think just know that this person. It's true. Two people cannot live in a place without offending each other. Offense will surely come, but it's the ability to tolerate one another that is actually lacking in most cases. Some people.
I agree that, you see, but
Yeah.
before you get to that point of really tolerance on forgiveness, there is a need for people to have, I'm not a fan of hurried courtship. I never, I agree.
Yeah.
You want to get married, sit down, think about it, pray about it, work together, find out, research. Don't just say, I met him off the road, we met at a club, we met in church, we met on the way, we met in the bus, we connected, love at first sight. Yeah, I'm all for love at first sight, but do your research, which means that do the work.
Yeah.
Find out who the person is. Find out, do you know who you are already? And and so babies don't get married. Let's just put it that first. Babies should not get married. If you're not matured in your mind to be able to accommodate another person within your space, you are not ready for marriage. Okay, so that's number one. And then number two, when you've come to know yourself, like, okay, I know myself to an extent. I know what I like, I know what I do not like. Then when you have come to that point, then can you start trying to know someone else? But you have to try to know someone else. And one of the things we say, because we're also marriage counselors, one of the things we tell our people who are going through counseling is love is a function of knowledge. Love is a function of knowledge, which means that you cannot say you love someone if you don't know them. All right. So we say that you like people because of their good parts, how they make you feel, what they do for you. Like is about your positive, the positive of that person. The person is good, the person is nice, the person is attractive, the person has money, the person can preach, the person has a good charisma. How the person makes you feel is you like them. However, love is a different kettle of fish entirely, because love is you identify. It's not has nothing to do with like at first.
Yeah.
Love is about I can identify the bad parts of this person.
Yeah, your weakness.
This person is dirty. This person is harsh. This person is rude. This person is untidy. This person doesn't know how to cook. This person doesn't know how to talk. This person is shy. This person is timid. But I love them despite that weakness. That's when love comes. A lot of us think that love is about the good parts of people. But no, that's like. That's what like is about. Love is, I know this person's weaknesses, but I love them still. So which means that if you don't know the person's weaknesses yet, you don't love the person yet. You like them. And the problem is people don't get through that spot in relationships before they commit to marriage. Yeah. They only see the butterflies and I see the person, my heart goes va-va-voom. They're happy, the person talks. So you see, you must know. So it is your responsibility within your courtship period to know the person. Find out how rude they are. Visit them, know how untidy they are. Go and see how they treat the person who opens the doors. Look at how the person who sweeps the roads. You need to know. Find out their friends. Go to their church. See how they talk to the boss.
Pastor, how rude they are.
Yeah, you need to know.
I'm not someone who...
No, you need to know. You need to know.
Because that's the point.
You need to know.
You say you really love.
You see, you need to know, because if you don't know, you will think that this person is all glazed and all beautiful and all nice. But you see, the truth is that you can see somebody.
I think the best way to phrase that statement is find out how this person handles situations that make them agitated. Like
everything.
Okay, if you purposely annoy this person, what can this person do? and not
Yeah.
do.
You want to find
And it's very
everything.
carrying that.
You want to know what makes them happy.
Mhm.
You want to know what makes them excited. You want to know what makes them uncomfortable. You want to know
Or something
everything.
that can
You want to know them.
seemingly depress
Yes,
them.
you want to know
You know,
them in the
trigger
presence
them.
of their friends, in the presence of their peers, in the presence of their boss, how they behave in front of a boss, how they behave in front of somebody who is their superior to. You want to see the whole 9 years of that person. Unfortunately, people don't do that work. If you don't do the work, you'll find surprises in marriage.
Well, yeah, that's where surprises come.
That's where surprises come in. And then you come in and find out, wow, this is like this. I didn't know this. Because in relationship, in marriage, when the two of you come together, there will be surprises. I mean, there'll be things that you go like, okay.
Because I think there's this man of God that said something like, I think you should, for you to be able to understand this other person you want to be, like, the ability to put your partner first. If two of you can put each other first, personally put mommy in first in everything like you are doing, everything you want to take. Okay, what will my wife say about this? Do I need to consult her? Like, do I respect her enough to consult her before I take this decision? Because it's not just me alone. I have kids that I have to worry about. I have people that I know that are counting on me. Same thing goes for mommy. Do I need to take this decision before I talk to my husband? No, I have to talk to my husband. Even like, okay, let's say you want to accept a job now that pays $2 million, but I need to talk. Some people don't accept the job like that, but some women say, I need to talk to my husband to know exactly where we are going, why we need to accept this. If this job is actually worth this man, because the job can actually split the marriage. You don't know. You understand?
Yeah.
It can split the marriage. But there's something that, like, I think there's something that my dad said something like, I think there was this couple that, like, I think they killed themselves in Ekiti. Why? I think because of, I don't know, it's one frivolous things, like maybe because of water, or someone did not fetch water or something, and they stab themselves with bottles and they kill themselves. And in that situation, you can't say, okay, definitely these people. And what I think the point of argument was, okay, some people might not be like that, but the situation of things leading up to that point has pushed somebody to the brink of murder,
Yeah.
death, and all sorts of. So I understand. Yes, definitely. You have to know this person you're getting married to. You have to find out their breaking points. You have to find out what makes them tick. You have to find out what they can do and not do.
You wouldn't know everything though.
Yeah,
That
You
true.
wouldn't know everything in marriage. You wouldn't know everything
that
before,
that
but you still have to try.
what they can do and not do is very vital, because, like I said before, there are some people that can take some decisions. You say, and we are in this house together. There was this I'm bored sometimes. I used to go to Facebook and watch some skits, and you see these people that settle relationship, and they say that you have a business in this house I did not know about, and you're keeping the money with your mother, your sister,
Mm-hmm.
and we are struggling to pay school fees. I did not say pin. Ah,
Yeah, that happens.
so those kind of things actually scares me, because it brings out, like, why. So why are we together? Why is there trouble of we coming together to be to better our lives in Christ for the purpose of the benefit of our children's future, and you have the unlimited goal to keep such secrets from the person you say you want to spend the rest of your life with? It's baffling to me, and how people can make such decisions and not flinch one bit. And it's scary, because the times you are living now is, I know that, yes, you're older than I wanted to ask how many years you've been married for. I think it's a decade.
12,
12,
Yeah, it's
12 years.
12 going, well, 12
12.
completed years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you are well enough to advise us. So people that are coming up now, and they're making such kind of decisions, and it's funny. So why are you not in the marriage
Well,
exactly? Why?
those
Yeah, it's
people,
just,
they don't arrive there in a day, to be sincere.
True.
Some of it is just baggages from your home, from
background,
from the things you see around you. Some of them entered that marriage very sincere and saying, "Oh, I'm going to just go all the way out," and then the feedback they are getting is giving them some vibes, and they are finding it. Some of them is just wrong advisors, and so it's a lot of kettle of fish to put all together to say that this is why somebody arrives at this point.
Yeah, and and to back up what she just said, people don't like she said, people don't arrive there in one day.
No,
right?
They don't.
They don't. So
it's resentment.
Yeah, resentment build up, negative feedback.
Yeah.
So it's before. So you need to get it right before you get married. All right. You need to first. So I think we should first, get it right before you get married. Attend programs, attend seminars, read books, learn about yourself first. A lot of people don't even know. I mean, the truth is, you will still keep discovering yourself. That's hard because you are growing older. When you are a year older, you will know how you behave a year older. You don't know that yet until that time comes. But try and know yourself enough, and then you can now decide to know somebody else. And when you know somebody else, you are trying to figure out what it is. Don't rush into marriage. Get prepared and research the person. And research the person. And then when you sort that one out first, and then and of course, like I said, marriage is a spiritual thing. Make sure that spiritual connection is intact. Everything else is subject to change, but that spiritual connection is intact.
Yeah, then I was going to add that when you said read books, sometimes we are all about, what did this person say about it? What did that person say about it? It's very important that the first book you should read is the Bible.
The Bible.
Because that's the source of marriage. If you're a Christian anyways, that's the source, that's the origin of marriage. So you want to see what is God even saying about it before you get other people's ideas and ideologies on what marriage can be.
Then thank you. So I want to you will forgive me, sir, because I want to put her on the spot. I'm asking for forgiveness in advance because this is a question I want to ask now. It's not because I don't want to. We just want to know. We want to now go into the other.
Go ahead.
This so please, permission.
Go ahead. You're good. Yeah.
So you've been married for 12 years, man. I just wanted to just know something so that because I know it's a blissful marriage, but it's not every time that every single day of that 12 years has been blissful. I'm not saying that it's not blissful generally. So like when I mean it's not blissful, not like it is not blissful, like it's not every day that you guys are in
we
sync.
Get you.
Like a fight to me, a quarrel, or what?
Yes, you have conflict, you have disagreement. I don't say conflict, sorry, disagreement. You have disagreement. So, like, how do you now deal with such disagreements? Like, do you keep quiet if something bothers you, or you just to keep peace?
Okay.
Or do you air your own and make him understand that I don't like this thing that you did. This decision that you did, it is not the best decision you could have taken concerning this issue, and you didn't even say or talk about it with me. Why did you do it? All those kind of things. So, have you ever kept quiet about something that has bothered you just to keep the peace in the home? And do you feel it is advisable for other people to follow in that step of keeping quiet just for peace to reign?
Okay, I don't think it's advisable because that's what builds up resentment in marriage. Confirm. You keeping quiet about something that hurts you and not saying it and just bottling it and say we are moving on. That creates resentment. Having said that, there are some situations where you think, okay, this is not a good time to talk about it. We'll talk about it later. And before we got married, we have this rule that we live by, and we still do.
Yeah.
And I think that has really helped us And the rule is that
This is this is the second. You are the second person that is married that is saying that you guys had a rule before you
yeah,
married, and it's like my mom-in-law that I interviewed that time too. He said had a rule too, and husband sat down to discuss a rule
yes,
when and I think it makes sense to discuss that before you enter the home.
yeah. Not only to discuss it, but both of you making a commitment to follow it through.
Wow.
Because sometimes you make a rule and you be like, what? I'm very angry. What's that? And throw it out of the window. But you making a commitment that we have said this is how we're going to handle it. And those are the lines, that
Yeah.
helps you buffers things and gets you back in place. And the rule is that we don't go to bed angry.
That's the same thing for them too.
We don't go to bed angry.
Because they have to pray. I think
we're in the same WhatsApp group.
So
because the logic was that we have to pray before we go to bed.
We can't pray.
Angry.
Yeah. So that's the rule that we try to keep, or we keep. And basically, it doesn't mean that we resolve every matter before we go to bed. So now this is it. If I get angry about something and it's solved, I'm going to tell him about it. We may not resolve it, but I would say this thing I'm angry about, but maybe based on activities of the day and stuff, we can't really discuss it at length and come to a solution. But I would let it go by saying this and this has happened and I'm not so pleased about it. So we're not going to bed with something, cooking up in our minds. And another, the second of the rule, we have two actually. The second of the rule is that in doubt, ask questions. So whatever however silly it is, if I have a doubt, I should ask questions. And when I want to ask that question, I should give the benefit of a doubt. So I should assume that he has a good reason. I'm not just, maybe he has a good reason. I'm going to sincerely assume that it must be a good reason why he didn't lock the door when we said he should lock it or something. That kind of thing. And then you ask very sincerely. Knowing that
rather than going, you didn't lock the door, or you didn't talk about it.
Yeah. Knowing that the question you're asking got your back. So at the end of the day, I can say that I have something I hold in heart so much I have never said, So, so that's how it works, and that's how it has helped. No.
Thank you, ma. So for you, sir, I have to put you on the spot.
We're already in the spotlight, aren't we? Yeah.
So how do you now handle conflict? Do you fight fair? Do you avoid it? As the man of the house, as the head of the house, or the head of home, do you dive in at first, or do you try to bully your way through the conflict? And my house, I'm the man of this house. Anything I say goes. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, look. So conflict resolution is a topic in marriage, and then you have to first. You have to be, you have to plan it. You have to have that conversation around what you're going to do when you want to resolve conflict, because there will be conflicts. There will be because you are from different backgrounds, different outlooks, different DNA, different personalities, different gender. You will have differing opinions. So it is important that before you get married, you ask yourself, how do we do it? What are the ways we're going to do it? So, but the first one is to first agree that you will do no harm. Okay, that is my profession. My profession is medicine, and our first call is do not do any harm. So, in marriage, you marry your friend. You marry your friend, the person who you don't want any hurt to come to. So, if I marry my friend and we have a conflict, I'm not trying to beat her down. I'm not trying to insult her. I'm not trying to ridicule her. Something happened that I don't understand. Something happened that kind of maybe hurts me. So the idea is you must start with that, which is what she's already said in the first instance, to say, before I come into that conflict, I have to first say, okay, maybe she did not know. Or, so you have to first give the benefit of the doubt. In doubt, ask questions. If you are not sure why this person has done something, you have to ask the questions. So there is no, you act not according to how you feel. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you don't act like, I feel angry, I'm going to show you the enormity of my wrath. I'm not, this is me. This is me in a different body.
Yeah.
This is me. This is me. It just has a different outlook. This is me. So I'm not trying to hurt me, because every time I hurt her, I know this is me. I'm hurting me. You understand? So if you know that is what marriage, because that's what marriage is. A lot of people don't get to know it.
Yeah.
They feel, so if you've not married your friend, if you've married another person, all right, you can hurt that person. But if you've married your friend, if you've married you, remember that when man was created, man was one. It was God that separated the woman out of the man. And the separation was not a physical separation, as it were. It was a spiritual separation. So which means when we came to get married, is that the two of us that were separated that time in the Garden of Eden, two of us have now found ourselves. So this is me in a different body. I can't hurt her. I can't hurt me. So and so this is what I do. But she's the gentler type, all right? She's the,
obviously,
gentler type. She's a gentler type, all right? So, and I will be missing a part of myself if I do that to her. So it comes with an understanding and a reintroduction of what marriage is to everyone. So there's no tactic that is wrong, that is right. It's about, okay, should I say it now? Should I say it later? It is not about me trying to defer anything. It's about not me trying to insult. It's about, should I say it now? Okay, what's the best way to say it? I might say something in the immediate because, it just got to me and I have to say, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean that. Okay, but, I didn't mean it that way. I'm so sorry, I should not have said what I said. So you yourself. It is, because it is not normal. Your natural reaction is to flare up, especially if you have an anger problem, is to flare, to scream, to shout. But you see, as you are born again, you have God living inside of you, you have to, and as you mature as a person,
I was going to say
maturity, you have to kind of tone down those kind of things. And then, so you don't fight to finish, you don't give up, you don't, so those are the ways that people, people fight to finish, people become defensive, people become avoidant. We don't engage in all of those things. Anything we do it purposefully. All right? So
I think I agree. I agree with you 100%. I think there's something that just came to my mind now, because I was trying to remember where I think it was Apostle Joshua Selman that said this. The concept of mutual honor is something that is lagging now. Mutual respect, mutual honor. That you guys, like you said, this is you in another person. So you don't want to hurt yourself, or don't want to hurt someone that, if everybody deserts you, that's the only person that has your back 100%. So some people are just, naive enough to cause themselves harm.
it's ignorance. That's the problem. It's ignorance.
Yeah, they're just naive enough to cause themselves harm by not being open. So, like, he said something that he said, like, okay, I go somewhere and the way they respect me, like, you want to introduce pastors to preach. They say, this is the man of God, who God has blessed, has anointed, and you now go and preach. You are there with your wife, you did not say anything. You did not acknowledge her. You did not even, you just say, okay, that's my wife, you just here with me. That's I just let's preach. That is the example you used. No, the person that has taken time to honor you on that stage, you too take time to honor. It is reciprocal. It's not just one-sided. And that's why I appreciate what you said that time. Like, this is the person in your other self that you are 100% with, and like I said, that's the only person that can have your back. So I can't have your back. I would.
And you see, as a corollary to that, see, because all of these things is about your understanding. You see, because we can't give you all the tick boxes. Okay, do this, don't do this, say this, don't say this.
Yeah.
There's a framework within which to look through marriage.
Mm.
And if you're looking through that framework, you will understand what your action should be.
Yeah.
You might have
You
spontaneous,
self-correct.
yes, you might have spontaneous actions, but you will self-correct.
Mm.
You might have things that you do, you go like, okay, you know what? If I look through the framework of what marriage really is, so for example, questions around, how do you divide the chores? Do you allow your wife to just work? Do you do anything?
I was
Well, let me just give it to you
now,
right
so-
now. Let me just give it to you as a corollary to what I've just said. If you understand what that is, like that is a framework within you're looking at marriage, yeah? You will not want to run down your wife because you are running down yourself. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you see that.
Yeah.
If you look at it from that
Your
framework,
fun partner.
that who will be your fun partner when you are 70 years old? Who will be the person you are playing with?
That was
Who will be the person to
yeah.
is it so
Okay.
those are the things you have to to think about it, that if I use her to the point where she is old and ragged and in pain and trouble, then, and if I'm living my life, I'm happy, I'm looking like a bubble at 70, and your wife is looking like an old woman, great grandmother. Where's the fun? Who walks out? And in this country where you see people, now I see a lot of them because in the hospital I see them around, and I see them around the streets. They're walking together.
Yeah.
They're going to shop. You can see them lifting for themselves. They are, using this big frame to hold themselves. And you see them. And that is because
Beautiful.
it's beautiful. And I see people 60 years married. I saw someone 2 days ago was saying like, me and my husband have been married for 53 years.
Wow.
And I'm like,
Wow.
Wow.
but you see, you can see that sweetness. So when you understand that this person is you are not going to with them so
Yeah.
much work that will destroy their lives, that will make them look raggedy. That is it. So that conversation will not even show up. How do we divide the chores? Who does this? Who does what? You will just normally help yourselves.
No, no, because nowadays I would say it, we are all ideological. Everybody now has ideology of what they need to do. Everybody have concept of something in their mind. Okay, I don't want to discuss it. I'm in a talking stage. We went on a date, and she specifically asked me, and I asked her because I said, "Can you cook?" Yes. Do you enjoy cooking? No. She said no, but I can cook. I said yes, I can cook because the reason why, and when my mom was teaching me as well, I was annoyed because I don't know why would I be. I had that concept like, why would I go to the kitchen to assist you? But when I entered uni, I found sense in what she was teaching me because I was not offending for myself. So and I told her, I said, the reason why she taught me that is so that I don't want to suffer another man's child to be my house help. I didn't marry house help.
You have to understand that.
I
Yeah.
married, that's I thought. I said I want to marry a wife, not an house help. So I can cook. I can't like I now give her a scenario. Okay, we are both working. Let's say I close by 3 p.m. and I come to the house, but you are busy at work by 7. It will be wickedness of the highest order for me to sit down in that house and wait for you to come and not cook for me. No.
Yeah. But
That's the way
there's no, for example, but you see that's a very, very fine.
no,
It's a fine example.
I'm just
It's fine. I'm just saying that, the switch.
Yeah.
The important thing is that it's not legislated. Do you understand?
there is that one.
So if you know that your wife wants to cook, she loves to cook.
Must do it. No.
Yeah.
It is like it is anybody's ball to play. Another thing I want to talk about, I know that is because I want to try and minimize my time, is that there are leading causes of divorce, and one of them is finance. I don't want to talk about the immoralities. It's finance I want to talk about. Because how do you and your wife talk about money? Like, how is it? And I want you to legislate this thing with open mind, like, because nowadays people say they can't do 50-50. Some people say no, it's the husband's responsibility. 70-30. All these ratio and percentages that they're giving themselves. Please, I want you to give us like your own take on the matter first of all, and what do you feel like you said now before you said the how did you put that word? I can't. It is not delegated.
Yeah, it's not legislated. Yes, you don't legislate it. Yeah.
The middle ground to tour in the area of finance, because finance is a very, very
I know you say.
and sensitive subject, which I want to have clarity on, and I'm sure my audience want to have clarity on. So I want to just understand how you see that issue on this matter.
How do we say it? I'll just ask you a question. How many percent of yourself, of your body, do you give to your partner when you're married?
100. I pledge 100.
How many percent of your name will she take? Will she just take 2 alphabets and leave the rest?
Everybody's bearing their name nowadays.
Okay.
Everybody's bearing their name. It is our age, this Gen Z. Everybody's bearing
their name. Okay, but you agree that you're going to give 100% of your body.
Name, yeah. Okay. In traditional sense, she takes my.
Okay. In the traditional, she takes your name. So I'm going to just ask you, which is more important to you or to her? Because I think she's going to give 100% of her body too. So we are going to say that is your body more important to you than your money? Money than your body?
If you give 100% of your body, would you give less of your money?
No. Which one do you rate more? None.
Yeah. I mean, if you say you already are going to give 100% of your body, then would you be able to give?
You rate your body more.
Yeah.
So which means if you give 100% of your body, then you should give 100% of your money into that union.
Yeah.
Remember, you're not giving it to her.
No.
Or giving it to him.
No.
You are giving it to the union.
God bless you, sir. God bless you for this statement, because the same thing I try to explain every time I like, okay, you people are saying 50-50, 50-50, 50-50. And I said something, and I told someone something one day. I said, okay, the children's school fees, I know that yes, father is supposed to provide all this. I understand perfectly. But let's say now you guys, both of you made the children together. It's nobody's child. It's our child.
Yeah.
You guys have to be able to give 100% to fulfill for God's purpose in those children's lives to be fulfilled.
Yeah.
Because that's your duty as parents. That's your duty as parents. You have to give your all, which is the concept of sacrifice. Yeah. And that is what our generation is missing. Nobody wants to sacrifice anything for anybody anymore. Yeah. What our fathers did, now we don't want to do it. Because they went through the pain of sacrificing, not enjoying their life. The ones that were responsible, enjoying too much, denying themselves of certain things. Okay, we can't travel to London on break because we have school fees to pay in January. So it's not for us to go to London on Christmas break when school fees is paid.
Yeah.
So it's more important. And for school fees to be paid, because of the fact that yes, it's a festival period, everybody is spending money anyhow. Or everybody spending. It takes responsible people to see that yes, these children are the priority. I'm not saying for your own. Like I told somebody, I said, yes, my wife. For if you want to go on holiday, obviously I will be the one to pay because that's my wife. I will pay for it. But anything concerning the home, it is two of us. Don't put it on my head. It is two of us.
I was going to just say that as much as you're not legislating, as much as you're not legislating, you cook for me, and so it's the same way. No. You are not legislating, you have to provide. And this is how we see it. We see it as the moment you sign or you consummate the marriage, it becomes a covenant. And under God, you are one. It says two will become one. Has become one. So it's not a matter of, and we believe that one, God blesses that one and can use any channel. That's how we say it. So it depends on
Because some
how.
people forget that.
Yeah, so it depends on how you
So,
guys see it, and that's why I'm saying the basic thing is
no, yes,
seeing it through
I
the
agree.
lens of the person who created it.
Mm-hmm.
What's his purpose?
That's yeah, I agree with you 100%, man. Because some people forget the Bible passage that says, "He who finds a wife
It's a good
finds a
thing.
good thing," and
Obtains
the other
favor.
part
Obtains favor from the Lord.
from the Lord. If God can favor you, if this person, God gave me this person because He wants to actually
Favor
favor
me,
me
yeah.
and make it more rude, why won't I give? Why won't she give her all? Because both of us are favored in that
Yeah,
relationship, in that
yeah.
union, in that marriage. So the concept of trying to legislate, I make more money than him, why would I have to? Is what I'm supposed to go and toil. And what mommy that came before you said about this issue was that she prayed that she should not be in a situation whereby she will be the one having to be the man of the house.
True.
Yes, she prayed that God, you are the one that said, is the what head of
Yeah.
this home. Please, in all capacity,
Make him the head.
make him the head. In every capacity, in every shape or form, if it's financially, spiritually, make him the head, so that there will not be, inner malice against somebody just because, and you might not know because you cannot know the heart of men.
Yeah.
People are just angry just because they are not happy seeing. Like I said, and that's why I enjoy that statement that you made, that she's the second of me. So whatever she does, it is for the benefit of the home.
Okay.
Whatever I do too is
Thank you.
for what I am so glad about is that we in this day and age have forgotten those values.
Well, did you forget it? They never knew it.
Yeah,
They
maybe.
probably never knew it.
Societal pressure, maybe societal pressure, because societal pressure have been in so decadence that nobody wants to, commit or actually use. I don't want to say painfully. I don't want to say painfully. That pain of walking through that marriage, committed in God, in love, like you said, in love, committed to be able to that. Two of us who come what way, we have already signed, and it's like you said, it's a covenant. We are one now. If you are thinking as one, there will not be problem. Now we are thinking as two, because everybody now, one person outside, she outside.
No, you're not two.
So you're not two.
The lady now have one boy that she's eyeing to, one ex that is eyeing her. So everybody now is in chaos. And it's even happening in the church. I'm sorry to say.
Well, I mean,
sometimes it's happening.
It's happening.
It
It's
has
happening
creeped into
everywhere.
the
So the
yeah.
thing, I think, what is important to first understand, like, is that marriage has to be looked through a framework. Remember that we talked about the framework. If you are looking at if you are talking about a social contract, maybe we should call it something else that is not marriage. All right, because marriage, no, it's true. If we say it is marriage, it has to be the one that God created.
Yeah.
Otherwise, let's put it another name so that people will know. Okay, no, we entered into a social contract.
Party together.
Yeah, we party together. Then we share your money. Your money is your money. My money is my money. That kind of thing. But if you're looking at it within the framework of how God intended it to be from the very beginning, then whatever you bring into your house is the same. Now, you might not start at that point. You might not start at that.
Grow into it.
Sometimes you grow into it. And what's important is that, like I said, we don't legislate. We say have the conversation.
Yeah.
Which we say have the conversation before you get married. Have the conversation, and then we always say, and I must say this, right? Being a man of the house is not a function of how much money you have and how much money you provide.
Yeah.
You see, in the days where the world economy was agrarian and everything was more agriculture, the women stayed at home to have children. The men went out to farm because it was very manual labor.
Yeah.
And so in that spot and at that time, the man seemed to carry the strength and the power and leadership was easy to devolve because he brought home the money.
Yeah.
In the days where, the Industrial Revolution, especially during the World War, where women were now, allowed to go to work and started providing for the family, there was a shift in the balance where, the women, the suffragettes, where they felt, women are now working, now we have our own money and we can now contest for leadership in a home. But it is not supposed to be. Whether you have more money as a woman or not, you are the wife. And you are never the head of the house because of how much money you have.
No.
And that is why every man needs to understand that. You see, that's why people want to have more money than their wife, so that because they feel that is the measure of control that you can, so that the woman can respect you. Because what the man wants is respect, and she feels that if he doesn't have that money, he will not provide, that will not grant him the respect. However, the way God has designed it is that you are providing leadership. Leadership is not money, if you know what I mean. Leadership is providing the vision for the house. Somebody can have 5 million, all right, and does not know how to spend it, all right. And the person who is telling you, don't put your money there, don't do this. If you have a man, so for example, let's say you are earning 10 times your husband, right? And then, you make your decision, I want to invest in this, I want to invest in that. And he allows you to do whatever you have with your money. And then the man tells you, don't put money in that thing. And then you say, no, I know what I'm doing. I'm in this business, I'm in finance and all that. And you put money into it and you lose money. Let's say strike one. Then 2 months later, he tells you, he says, this thing you want to do, don't do it. I don't think you know. And you're like, no, what do you mean? I'm a consultant, I'm an accountant, I'm chartered. And then you do it and it fails. What do you think is going to happen the next time? You will know that your leader is that man. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of people need to pray to God that your leadership skills are independent of money. That's what men need to know. Your leadership skill in a house is independent of money, which means whether I am the one that brings more money in the house or not, I am the one who provides guidance, leadership. I'm the one who takes the responsibility to watch out for everyone and see how it all makes sure that all our ships are sailing in the right direction. So men in this generation need to understand that leadership is not money, and need to find your developmental process accurately, understood, such that you are finding out that when you get into this marriage, you know what is right. You can lead your wife, whether she is, whatever she is, when she gets home, whatever she is, maybe she's the bank chairman, all right, and she gets home and you're just one of the electricians in the house, in the street. When she gets home, she will know that that's my guy. She's not going to try and humble herself. She will just know that is my guy. All right. And I think that that's where that understanding needs to, be drilled down into the Gen Zs and and all that.
Thank you, sir. I have 2 questions to ask so that we can just wrap. And one is for mommy. Then the other one, the last one is 2 of you. So I wanted to find out, I also want to know your take about, this new public image and modern pressure kind of marriage that they post their conflicts online, post everything online, everything. Conflict, wins, husband offend me, I go to social media and announce that he has offended me now, so that I'll ask for comments, people to comment, and they should bash him.
Social media is not real life.
I'm telling you.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to
and you have to watch where you get your advice from, isn't it? Even when you're talking to people one-on-one.
Your pastor about all these new found public image modern pressure type of marriage, that they must, first of all, they must post baby bump, they must post the marriage, they must post the conflict, they must post what they are cooking in the
wrong
kitchen.
Person to be asking, because I'm quite conservative. I'm a bit reserved. So if there's anyone that does not even want to put anything until years later on social media, that's me. So I'm not a fan of as it is life. Life on Instagram. Except when it comes to my business anyways.
Yeah. Social media is not real life. And I think that people know that. But unfortunately, people...
No, sir. many people have run into trouble because they are trying to imitate people that they look up to on social media. Most people don't know that it is not real life.
which is very true.
Most people, maybe say 30% of youth nowadays don't know or under pressure or depressed because they are seeing some things that even their fathers did not attain at that age. So many people are like, it depends on you where you get your information source
Yeah,
from, where you get your news from.
so people need to
But
know that social media is not real life. It is not real life. Okay? And
yes, sir.
I don't know. I'm not sure that this podcast is going to make people change their minds about whether they should post things online or not. But you see, the truth about the matter is that I mean, maybe it will help one or two people. I believe that it will help. But you see, there are public things, which is why there are public things, and there are private things. All right. Not every moment of your life deserves public attention. Not every exciting adventure needs to be published to everyone. All right. There's something the Bible calls, the expectation of the people. All right. You see that expectation of people? The expectation of people is an expectation of evil in people who are finding themselves, on the backside of life. All right. There's just a tendency, and you see, bad news is what sells on social media. All right. And then when you put out those kind of feelers, people who know you, people who don't know you don't care. If you see someone who is 21 years old, is riding a Porsche, a Ferrari, you don't care. You're like, wow, good for him. But if that same person went to the same secondary school as you, all right, there's something that's going to rise in people who are insecure, there's a tendency for you to feel like, am I so dull? Why is life not good for me? And at the end of the day, there's a tendency for the expectation of evil to say, I knew it. If they say, oh, suddenly something happened to him, say, yeah, I knew it. I knew that he must be doing something terrible, which means that there's an expectation of evil. It's quiet. And it's a manifestation of witchcraft. And it is not conscious in a sense. It's not conscious. People just have a tendency to expect bad. That's why you see that Nigerians don't care if some Polish person, Ukrainian person is doing fantastically well. They don't care. They don't want to know how he made his money. But let the person be a Nigerian. They will, can you imagine? He's doing cocaine. He's doing this. They will, you understand? Because they feel that we are from the same background. How dare you escape this same thing that all of us are trying to escape? So it is very important that people are careful the kind of people they subscribe to. And listen, let me not just say. There are handles that have derived their influence from the fact that people listen to them. And so they have a self-aggrandizement that is from seeing numbers of, let's say, 500,000 people are following you. Then you find yourself and think that you are now a compendium of moral. You are now an arbiter of what ethics should be. And whatever flying thought that enters your head, without you processing it, you feel that you can spill it out. And that's the challenge, and that's the tragedy of social media, because a lot of people, for example, people are giving, advice on marriage, that is just come to their minds, instantaneously, that they've not processed. They just quickly get on social media that I just had a thought and they just spew it out. Then they're also giving ideas on pregnancy, just open their mouth and the first thought that comes to their mouth, unfiltered thought, they just kind of, you see those people, when they make decisions differently from what they have said, nobody will know.
Yeah, sure.
But people will have run with it. So it's important that people realize that if you want to, which is the old-fashioned way, the old-fashioned way is still the way that works, which means if somebody tells you something, you go and check their life. The Yoruba people say that if somebody wants to give you clothes, you look at what he's wearing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Social media is not like that. People will just look at what's his followership, 500,000. Okay, maybe what he's saying is correct. Whereas, go to their lives. And then, unfortunately, social media is not like that. So it's who do you listen to? So know who you listen to. Be a curator of your information. That's what social media does. Before, we only had NBA to watch in Nigeria. And then after some time, we had the option of, we had Clapperboard, we had DBN, we had MITV, and you could choose.
Yeah.
You should be a curator of the information that comes to you. All right? Don't let everything, get to you straight away.
Yeah, I think ways that social media is not real life. So everybody should live their life.
Yeah.
according to God's will. Let me just put it like that. So the last question, and I really appreciate you guys. Honestly, I really do. I think ladies first. So, and it's the same question. I wanted to know your honest take. Is marriage overrated, or is it still worth it? For all that are not yet
Like
married,
very,
let's know.
it's very worth it.
Let's
It's
know.
very worth it. It is worth it 100% if you do it right. If you enter it right.
My, my parents are 30 years in marriage now,
Fantastic.
so I'm not saying for my own self,
Yeah.
but I'm saying for my audience.
Yeah.
Maybe no.
Yeah.
I want to just know: is it overrated, or is it still worth
It's
it?
worth it 100%.
It's all what I've
I don't even know where the question is. I'm looking for the question because I don't understand where the question. What I've not seen the question yet.
all that we have seen, like plus the social media,
Yeah,
plus the finances, plus
yeah.
trying
People are
to
not
live your
doing.
life,
If you talk about marriage,
children,
Marriage in a
or wife.
show.
No, I'm trying to tell you where the question comes, sir. For a singular person to say, I want to build a family, and I want to bring somebody, so that we can create set of little people that will nurture in Christ, so that they themselves will go and do the same thing, and do the same thing, and do the same thing. Is it worth it?
100%,
Is it overrated?
100%. There is no. It's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
It is something to
Celebrate.
do right. And I think that
Something
the pattern thing is, please, if you want to do marriage, do it right. That's the. If you do it right, it doesn't mean it's going to be a bed of roses, because even a bed of roses got thorns, right? But it will be enjoyable, back and forth, day by day. You have somebody you are running it with.
Yeah.
This fantastic book that I like to read says that, can two work together except they be agreed? And that same book also says that, that two are better than one because they have more reward for their labor. And that is the essence of it. I mean, there are people who try to get married and, it's not been working, or they've not found their partners. I'll say persevere. Don't let it go. Don't force yourself. Don't try and, tumble all over to try and make somebody like you.
Yeah.
But it is something to look out for.
Yeah.
It is worth the while. It will be worth your while if you do it right.
Yeah.
All right. And if it is not working, it is not the marriage that is a problem. It is your understanding of it and your working of it. So then make a shift. Don't throw the bathwater and the baby away. Keep the baby, throw the bathwater.
What are you people are completing your sentence like this? Ma, do you have anything to
Well, he has said everything. Like we said, there's a framework.
Yeah.
And if you're going to do it right, do it God's way. And if you do it God's way, at least you know that you're not alone. God is there with you, and it's going to help you, and then you'll be able to just follow through in the marriage. And I think it's quite joyful, to be sincere.
Yeah.
If you get it right, it's beautiful.
It is. It is beautiful. It is. Look, somebody was talking about.
Get
Someone
it
was giving
right.
a statistic. Let me just end. There was a statistic of, maybe that's changed now. But when we're looking at the top level CEO, performance level CEOs, not founders, but CEOs, Fortune 500 companies, all the top guys were all married. I mean, they become founders and they cannot get divorced. But you see, there is something about marriage that propels people to that trajectory. And if you do not,
Like
so you should.
Yeah, that why I said that he will find the wife,
Find a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord.
So,
right.
There's this thing that Pastor Formula said that really, really hit me. And he said the person you marry will tell whether God has decided to judge you or favor you.
Favor you.
Okay, it's not we ever. It's here on earth. Let's or favor you. I just try to just make light of this. I really want to appreciate you, ma.
Yeah.
I really want to appreciate you, sir. That time, honestly, I really, really enjoyed the conversation. I know you guys are very busy set of people. I know you have to go, and I wish we could have talked for 2 hours or 3 hours, but I know that yes, you guys have things that you need to do. So thank you so much. After all these laughs, the truth bombs, the uncomfortable questions. The real takeaway of this, like you said, marriage is not a perfect picture, but it's a living, breathing relationship between two imperfect people. Like you said, you try to be friends, you try to get to know each other, you try to grow, stay connected, and figure it along the way. The person you are getting married to is the only person that can have your back in case of problem or issues. So if you know you don't trust this person, why are you entering a life commitment to that person? We talk about a lot. We talk about commitment, love forever, but we don't always talk about the integrities of everything that happens in the marriage, and that is what makes it blissful. Like you said, we can't go to bed without praying, so we must settle matters or discuss matters, and we also are raising future leaders, children that we procreated, and they are looking at everything we are doing, the sacrifices we are making, the love we are showing each other, and that is how you see that yes, they themselves amongst their siblings, they show that love. It is reciprocated in the family. So it boils down from two people that come together to start a life together, and that decision, like I said, the decision you take or to who you marry, it determines whether God has decided to favor you or judge you. So take whatever
It's
what you
not
take.
scripture,
It's
but
not
yeah.
a controversy. It's not me that said it, but the people that are here have married for 12 years and they're happy, and I'm sure they are, the marriage is blissful. That one I'm sure.
Thank God.
And I also want to thank
Yeah.
I want to thank I want to
Thank
thank
you
you,
for having
Ma.
us.
for
Really,
having
really
us.
appreciate.
Yeah.
You are welcome anytime. It's not It's an open invitation to come back anytime to discuss other topics. Thank you so much. Till we see you again next week.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. Bye.
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 Thank you.